Like Benny always been on the east side. Like I remember him when he was 2 Chain Benny Man. Like he always been like a hood hero. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the dudes that whether he rapping or trapping, he gonna make something happen.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to Noteworthy. If you enjoy the content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop into this video.
Mind you, I was telling motherfuckers the whole time when I got there, I'm like, I'm about to do a painting for West Side Gun. I was living with this kid. Mind you, I moved here. Thank God bless Luke and his mother. My man Lucas from New Hampshire. His mother was paying for him to live in this spot in Brooklyn, in Bed-Stuy. He was going to NIFA. My friend Melissa linked us. I was living with him, like sleeping on the other couch in his basement crib. Young kid from New Hampshire. I think he's like 19, 18. And basically just supplying him with weed, and we would do acid and shit. And that was my rent, you know what I'm saying? And we just kicked it. It was like a student teacher relationship. Cause he would tell me about the lit shit in the city, and I would put him on the game. Whole time I'm telling him like, yo, I'm about to do this paint for West Side Gun. I'm telling you, I talked to him. Like people like word, because I didn't realize how big they was till I got here. And I'm like, oh, these niggas is lit. Like he listening to Benny and Conway, like everywhere around the city, I'm just hearing them. And I'm like, this is my first time living outside of Buffalo and seeing the effect of this shit. I'm like,
were you familiar with them, right? Like the whole Griselda?
oh yeah, facts. Like I grew up, like Benny always been on the east side. Like I remember him when he was 2 Chain Benny Man. Like he always been like a hood hero. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the dudes that whether he rapping or trapping, he gonna make something happen. And it's like shit. Buffalo be split up with a lot of neighborhood shit. And I live in a certain neighborhood, you know what I mean? Even though I always move through everywhere. So it's like that's why I was able to see people because I played basketball and shit. But you can't help but see people that's like motivating the hood. It's like you gonna hear their name through somebody, through something. Conway the same way. I remember my first time seeing him. I remember when he was cannon, and then I remember my first time seeing him after the shooting, like when he was good, you know what I mean, and rapping and shit. See, and like this is that times when he was coming through the local bars type shit and freestyling in the joints, and niggas just wanted to get into the freestyle cipher with him. And I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to just rap in front of this nigga, like so he could see, like I ain't one of these other little kids. Like I'm from the same neighborhoods as you, and I'm out here in these spots too. So that shit was just like it was always there, and it's like shit. He know Billy. I remember being in the studio with him and Esco and Biz and shit. So it's like the shit always. It's always been 6 degrees of separation and synergy because Buffalo is that small, and then it's like not only is it small, it's like between the hood and the white spots that you could be in, you got to be like you know in hockey, it's the one player that could go on both sides. It's like people like that in Buffalo, like they're able to go and cross on both sides and shit. And you see them people, you know, you can't help but see them. They always been there, you know. But Wes was like, I never knew who he was until that man picked me up from McDonald's. And I'm just like, even then, it was like Jay-Z role in State Property. It was like very few words. It was like, yep, yep. He was listening. Like he was listening so close. I knew that this man was like the one. You know what I mean? Because I knew the shit that I was talking about. Not to say that I'm nobody, but it was from like a super student of like looking at stuff and not even at his right, but he was just like taking it in, and I could feel him just like. Then he just doing his shit. I'm like, it was like a ride, and the man dropped me off, and I'm like, oh shit, this nigga is the. I knew from the music, from hearing it, it's like, oh yeah, he authentic, like his voice. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that he's saying. I feel like up until whatever today is, you know what I mean? Whoever he is today, everybody just been looking like, yo, is he really that real? Is it really the thing? And it's like, he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, he a real artist. That shit inspired the whole town. You know what I mean? Because it helped. For me, it just helped me to see, like, yeah, a real artist can come from here. Like, because I know I'm a real artist, like, in every sense of the word. Before that, it was like, all right, it might be this, but can it go all the way through? It might be that, but can it go all the way through? And he just was able to. I feel like as a human, not even as a rapper or nothing, just as a human, being able to understand the shit and being a student. He a student too, you know what I'm saying? just being a student of the shit, like, okay, these things should go together. Like, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, you did the album covers for him,
Mm-hmm.
and then you said you did them with Haji, and you said yoga.
Yeah, well, I did the album cover myself, but we did a series of paintings that we all put our hands on.
Did those? Did he ever end up using those paintings for the album covers other than that particular one that you did?
No, he only used one for the album cover. He used the one that I did for the album cover, and the other ones he got up in the crib. He framed them joints and put them in the crib.
That's fine.